What's going on, guys? It's your boy Alpha, back for another video on Call of Duty Vanguard. Today, guys, we got an absolute banger of a video. We got the best settings on Vanguard. These settings are going to help improve your KD and just overall give you a better experience on Vanguard. If you guys are new, make sure you go down below, smash the like button, subscribe for more, and turn on post notifications. I upload every single day with the best class setups, crazy gameplays, tips and tricks, and more, and I don't want you guys to miss anything. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into these settings. Alright, so first, guys, we have here on the controller, I'm using a controller, as you can see, aiming input device, it does say controller. And first things first, for the sensitivity, I'm rocking 6.6. This is what I rocked in Cold War, what I started off here, and it feels really good. So I just stuck with 6.6, and I think that's what all the pros are using right now is 6.6. And for ground vehicles, this doesn't really matter for me. I don't really control any vehicles. Just 1. This is very important for me, at least. The ADS sensitivity on multiplayer. This is a sensitivity when you're aiming on sights in the game. I put that on 0.9 just to be a little bit, like, slightly slower than my normal sensitivity, just so I can hit more shots from range and just like track onto my enemies a lot better. Custom sensitivity per zoom. This you can just change all the stuff, like on the 3x scopes and everything like that. I have that off. I just kept it the same because I don't really snipe or anything like that. I just use normal iron sights or just a reflex sight. And for my button layout, I'm rocking tactical flipped, which means I'm playing on tactical, but I have L2, R2, L1, R1 flipped. So I shoot with R1, aim on sights with L1, and then I throw my grenades and use tactical equipment with L2 and R2. That's all that is. In my opinion, this is, if you don't have a scuff, this is the best layout to play because I play claw. You can slide cancel with this layout, and you can also jump and aim at the same time. You don't really have to worry about, you know, spending a ton of money on a scuff. But it does take some getting used to if you're going to start playing claw. I started playing claw in BO4, if I'm not wrong, so definitely takes some getting used to. Honestly, like, I got used to it in BO4. Like, after like a week and a half of doing it, I was perfectly fine hitting my shots and having a good time. For my vertical aim on foot, standard. You can do inverted if you're weird, but I just kept it on standard, everything on standard. And then this is important for me, my aim response curve, I have it on dynamic. I've been rocking dynamic since Modern Warfare, since the setting came into the game, and it's just always worked very well for me. I hit all my shots, and aim's just really good. Standard, I tried that at the beginning of the year, but honestly, I didn't really like it, and I switched to dynamic, and it felt normal to me. So, it's kind of personal preference, but not at the same time. I feel like dynamic is definitely the best option. As you can see, reverse S-curve mapping for fine aim rate control. Basically, if you got good aim to begin with, go ahead and put on dynamic. Or if you're just used to standard or linear, I guess keep it on the same. But I'm also used to dynamic, so that's why I have it on dynamic. These are pretty important. Controller vibration, I have that off. If you put a controller vibration on for multiplayer, you're probably insane. I feel like this messes up your shots a lot, so I keep it off. For trigger effect, you definitely want to have this off if you're playing multiplayer. I feel like it's a good add-on if you're going to play campaign or something like that, because it makes it feel more immersive. But for multiplayer, go ahead and turn that off. Now this is very important, guys. The weapon fire threshold, you're going to want to have this off, because as you can see, when it's on, the fire button will stimulate a gun's trigger with different thresholds to fire different weapons. That means there could be a delay when you pull the trigger and when the gun actually starts shooting, and that is going to be terrible for multiplayer, because getting the first shot in this game is super important. Here over to the advanced controls, ADS sensitivity transition timing. You want to have that on an instant, so as soon as you aim down sights, the sensitivity changes. Steady aim, I kept that on 1 because, again, I don't really snipe, so I just kept it the same. Stick layout, I kept that on default. I've been playing on default since I started playing Call of Duty on the stick layout, so nothing really do. And then controller orientation on up. Don't really know what this does. Rotates the directions of the left stick and right stick to match the orientation in which the controller is held. Okay, so unless you're just holding your controller upside down, I'm guessing, then go ahead and keep this on up if you want to play normally. And then the ADS stick swap, I have this off. And then these are very important settings right here, guys. The L2 minimum input and the R2 minimum input, you want to put these on 0. So as soon as you tap your left trigger or your right trigger, whatever you have for that keybind is going to come instantly. Like if you have this on default, which is 13, it could be a little delay. And then these right here, these could be different with your controller, how long you've had a controller. the left stick and right stick at minimum input for the dead zone. I have this on 5. You can go into a game and test these. To do that, you want to go look at a wall, aim down sights, and then shoot. And if your controller moves, like, or if you're like player's aiming off on its own, then you want to put this up a little bit more and keep putting up by 1 until that doesn't move at all after you shoot. And so I did the test and I'm on 5 for both of them, so I've been keeping it on that and it's been working very well. Now, this is something that I've actually was testing out in Cold War, and I really like it. The left stick maximum input dead zone. A lot of people are going to tell you not to change this, but in my opinion, if you put this on 70 or even just 90 or 80, man, it makes your movement feel so much smoother and you can strafe so much better. What this does is, so you have to move, you get to be able to move your left stick less to strafe and to move around, which makes your player a lot easier to move in. Not a lot of people know about this, but I go ahead and put this on 70, so y'all try it out. Let me know how you feel and if you like it or not. Now for the right stick maximum input, you want to have this on 99. Don't change that. In here for the gameplay, of course, we have target aim assist on, and we just play on the default aim assist. I feel like that's the best one for this game. ADS aim assist, of course, you want to have that on. And then all these I've just kept on, except here it is. On automatic sprint, guys, you want to have automatic tactical sprint on. This helps a ton with movement, y'all. If you don't have this on, you're going to be moving like a snail. You're not going to be able to do bunny hop, slide cancel as good. You just want to have this on automatic tactical sprint. I promise it will not let you down. Auto move forward off, sprint cancels reload off, and then the sprinting door bash on, so you can just sprint through doors and they open. And then for slide behavior, this is very, very important. If you want to slide cancel, guys, put this on tap, so when you're sliding you can just tap it twice and then click X to slide cancel. This is super important if you want to have good movement in Vanguard. Aim down sight behavior, of course, I have it on hold. Equipment behavior, hold. Steady aim behavior, hold. All this stuff is basically just default, so you don't really got to change any of that. And then for the graphics, I'm playing on PS5, so I have the 120 Hz refresh rate on. My brightness, this can change with your monitor. I have mine on 47 just because of how my monitor is set up. Color customization, I have not changed that at all. And this is a pretty important one, guys. The FOV, I'm actually playing on 100. There's a lot of people right now that are telling you just to put it on 120 because you can see most of the map and your movement feels better. But honestly, guys, if you put it on 100, you're going to get the maximum aim assist possible, which is super important in this game so you aren't missing shots and you're getting a lot more kills. And your movement still feels fine on 100. As you can see from my gameplays, I'm doing fine with it. And then also, if you're playing on console, especially, you want to have this on affected. This minimizes recoil and makes it look like you're laser beaming people, even if a gun does have a lot of recoil. And for camera movement, guys, this is pretty important. You want to put this on 50% because you don't want your camera shaking and stuff when you're trying to aim and shoot people. So go ahead and put this on 50%. For motion blur, world motion blur, and weapon motion blur, turn this off. If you're playing with this on, it's going to drag you down. You're not going to have a good time. Go ahead and take these off if you're playing multiplayer. Campaign, personal preference, but for multiplayer, keep this off, man. Depth of field, this setting always likes to change itself for some reason, but go ahead and put this off so that you can, it's not blurry when you're aiming on sights and stuff like that. I feel like that's a lot better, a lot cleaner look, and you can also see around you better. And then all of these are just default. My on-demand texture streaming is just default settings, so you guys can just keep that the same. And then for audio, I have my master volume on 90 just so when I'm recording, the volume isn't too loud. Music volume, I have that turned off because I don't like the music in this game at all. Dialogue 100. Sound effects, you need to have this on 100, guys, so you can hear footsteps. And hit marker volume is kind of personal preference, but if you turn that up, you might not be able to hear footsteps, so go ahead and keep that on. And then for hit marker sound effects, I just have that on Vanguard, kind of personal preference. And the audio mix, guys, you're going to want to put this on headphones. If you're using headphones, you can hear footsteps a lot better. And then all this stuff, guys, is I just have on default. Now over here on the interface, I have everything default, literally everything, except for the come down here. I have the FOV counter in the top left screen. As you can see, the FOV NA, latency NA, packet loss 0% because I'm just in the menus. The FOV counter shown, server latency shown, and the packet loss shown, just so that I can see how my connection is during a game and stuff like that. So if I'm lagging, I know like when to back out or not, and so on and so on. But anyway, guys, that is the rest of my stuff. if you're playing with minimap shape on circle, guys, you need to stop. That is absolutely terrible. You need to put this on square because you can see more than minimap and see where people are. Minimap rotation, keep that on. Crosshair bobbing, I have this on. Kind of personal preference, I guess. I haven't really changed anything, so if you want to keep this on, go ahead. If you want to turn it off, I guess go ahead. Doesn't really matter in my opinion. And then as you can see here, that's pretty much it for my settings, guys. Give them a try. Let me know how they do for you. I think they're pretty insane. My movement's been pretty good. My aim's been pretty good, and I've been having a really good time on Vanguard so far. Alright guys, that is going to go ahead and wrap it up for my best settings video on Vanguard. These settings are absolutely insane. You need to give them a try. Of course, comment down below how they work out for you and if I should change anything, because I'm always open to changing something if there's actually something better that I don't know about. But if you guys are new, make sure you go down below, smash the like button, subscribe for more, and turn on post notifications. I upload every single day with these types of videos, and I don't want you guys to miss anything. Without further ado, this is Yo Alpha, signing off.